you very much. To God be all the glory. Thank you. I'm most glad to be here. As Pastor Mrs. Mene Chuk said, we are very, very close. She's one of my closest persons. She and Dr. Showemimo, they are about the closest person to me in the department. Before I start, let me also sincerely thank my dean for coming. Because maybe if I don't do that, I'll get a query on Monday. Well, my dean is a very, very humble and amiable person. Yes, he is. As he said, he will just help you, and even if you don't go back and thank him, it's okay. Back to why we are here. I'm going to tell you just 3 stories about my life. Then I will try to connect the dots in a way that will benefit our children and our students. Yes, Madam Chooks, my master student, my secretary, they know a lot about me. And of course, my dean, with whom I've worked in the past 15 years. Okay. When I was growing up, I had 3 great dreams. One, to become an educator, to go to school properly. The second one, perhaps because of the way we were brought up in the village, to also be a very big agriculturalist. And thirdly, to travel very widely. I had those 3 big dreams. And at some point, each of them was shattered. But later on, through the grace of God, I was able to begin to pick them up again. And that is why I am here today. Now, the first of all was, like I mentioned, that of becoming a very, very big educator. So I had a dream of going to university, but in 1985, my mother died. So my father said, okay, your mom is no more, but I will try to see you through. I was in class 3 in secondary school at that time. I had 2 more years to go. My father said, okay, I will try to see you through the secondary. So I've completed my secondary education, and I had 7 credits. I had 7 credits at that time. So it was so novel in that school that the principal sent some people to my house to come and bring me so that he will show me the result himself. But after that, there was no money to go to university. So I began to do some farming. After saving a little money, and I said, okay, in this part of Nigeria, we cherish traveling abroad a lot. All the savings I had, I put them into traveling abroad. First of all, to try to go to Taiwan. It failed. Later, I embarked on going to Europe through Libya. What some people still do today. I was actually in Tamaracet in Algeria when the Edo State was created. Again, that dream failed. So when it failed, and I said, okay. Let me return to Nigeria. I came back. I took JAMB. In 1992, I was admitted to the University of Ibadan. So to be able to finance my university education, I had to be initially I was still doing some farming. At some point, and I began to teach in lecture centers here in the city. Success Lecture Center owned by Ojo, yeah, whose wife also worked with you at Lapo. So he had a lecture center at Payne Primary School. I was one of his teachers. Emmanuel Comprehensive College, Lawani, I was also there. But I was able to complete my university education. So, I did a master's at the University of Benin. Then later I traveled to the UK what I wanted to do initially. I was able to do it with ease. Then after some program at the University of London, SOA, School of Oriental and African Studies, and I came back. I began to work at the University of Benin. Now, what will be of benefit to you people is this. Today, anywhere, I'm saying this with all sense of humility. Any country I want to travel to in the world, I can beat my chest that I will get a visa. The reason is simple. I have 3 passports. 3 passports, 2 expired, 1 new. The old ones, I think one has 3 pages that do not have visa. Only 3 pages. So, and what I do is that I do not overstay my visa by 1 day. When I travel, before the visa will expire, I'm back home. 10 days, 2 weeks, I'm back home. And that travel history is important. It's very crucial in whether you get the next visa or not. Now, sometime in 2019, I got a mail in my Yahoo address asking whether I was the author of a certain article that was published in Australasian Journal of African Studies. I showed it to my wife. I said, look at the mail that just came. They said, if you are the author, we want to organize an interview for you in Cape Verde. We'll take care of your travel to that place, to and fro. And I showed it to my wife. I said, look at this, the mail that just came. My wife said, it is all these Yahoo people, don't respond. I did not respond. After 2 days, they sent that same mail to my Unibank email address, my institutional email address. I responded without telling my wife. I said, yes, I'm the author of that article. I'm ready for the interview. So they now sent me a ticket from Senegal to Praia, the capital of Cape Verde. So they now wrote back that they were having difficulty in buying the ticket online from Lagos to Senegal, to Dakar. And I said, oh, okay, I can buy the ticket myself. When we meet during the interview section, you will reimburse me. I did not say, oh, really? So I did. I spent the night in Dakar. They paid for the hotel, and I went. When I now got to Praia, the hotel that they booked for me, after about 2 hours, the receptionist called and said that 2 Germans are here. They want to see you. So since I was going for an interview, an academic interview, consulting, so I carried some of my publications. And I wore suit. So when I was approaching the reception, they saw me. I said, oh, I'm Mans. The other one said, I'm John. We're the one that sent you the email. We work for African Business Network in Germany. Please, go and drop your suit in your room. Go and drop these books. We have decided to give you the job already. And I said, just like that. And I went back, dropped those things. They told me we were just going for lunch. So we went out for lunch. They said, do you know what is special about you? I said, no. They said the first Nigerian they contacted for the job, they sent him 180,000 naira. 180,000 naira. And the person stopped receiving their calls. The person stopped responding to their emails. They say, you even offered to buy a ticket for yourself. He said, because of that, we have given you the job already. December 2019. Till now, I still work for them. As part of that job, we meet in Europe once in a year at the beginning, and in an African country once in a year. Every 6 months, I have to travel. The dean, I still teach you. I teach all my classes, so please, sir. So then 3 years ago, the person I was working with there, a lady, said She was moving to another job. She introduced another lady that I'll be working with. This new lady said, Iro, that's EO, my name. Said, Iro, the only challenge I'm going to have with you is this. I have a child who is just 7 years old. I cannot leave that girl and come to Africa for a meeting. So I don't know whether you'll be able to be coming to Berlin in Germany twice every year instead of me coming to Africa. In my heart, and I said, I was very, very happy. So, and I said, well, I will talk to my employer at the University of Benin whether they will give me the time. Do you understand me? So, and I said, I will talk to people like Dean whether they will approve. So, do you know that for each trip, twice a year to Europe, from my house at Country Home Road, I calculate my house to Benin Airport, maybe Uber, 5,000. Benin Airport to Abuja Airport to some amount. Abuja Airport to, just like that, to and fro. They give you the money. Twice, every six months. Dean, I don't do more than 10 days, please. Don't do more than 10 days. Okay, so that is that. There was this occasion, they now told me to look for an expert to do analysis, because it's an academic consulting job, to do analysis of Nigerian budget for them. So I contacted the editor-in-chief of Business Day newspaper. So the person said, yes, I can do it, just 3 pages. I can do it for 400 euros. So the email the person sent to me, I forwarded it to them. So they now respond, say, yeah. Don't let them know we are in Germany. Tell the person to go, I will pay. And I wrote back, I said, no, the money is too much. And I told my friend, I said, look, my organization is offering to pay 300 euros. And I said, okay, because of you, I'll do it. The email he sent to me too, I forwarded it to these people. So they now said, okay, they said, from today, whenever you are doing research for us, don't be sending us photos. Whatever you say, we'll believe. Okay. Now, a few years ago, about 2 years ago, and I also said, that's okay. Because of my agrarian upbringing, let me also begin to do some farming. And I began to cultivate 20 acres every year of oil palm. Oil palm. Even yesterday, I was in the farm. I'm not just a teacher. I'm not just a lecturer. I'm also a farmer. So when I was leaving the farm yesterday, I went to my old farm. I just cut 16 heads of plantain, 16. I brought them in my car to the house. So this morning, we have an Igbo lady who comes to the house to buy them. So this morning, the woman came. So I overheard my wife discussing with her, and my wife said, how much are you going to pay? The woman said, 200,000. 200,000. So, and now I went to the front to see them. So the woman said, oh, God, did you bring all of these ones in your car? And I said, yes. So my wife and I said, no. At the end, she agreed to pay 220,000 naira. This morning. And if you are familiar with the kind of work we do, in plantain season, you cut plantain every two weeks. Every two weeks. So you get more than 200,000 every 2 weeks. So the point I'm trying to make, let me try to connect the dots. Why have I been able to achieve this little? Number one is the grace of God. Is the grace of God. Divine intervention. Because sometimes when I look at my upbringing and see the little I've achieved, I just said, no. It is not that I'm more intelligent than my colleagues. I'm not. I see many of my colleagues who are far intelligent than I am. But where I am, they have not been able to get there. So the only explanation I can adduce for that is just the grace of God. It's the grace of God. So for you to go far in life, you must, don't be like my dean who doesn't go to church. I don't want you to hear this. Okay. So you must be connected to God. You must be connected to God. It has made the difference in my life. It has. Challenges here and there. But they will just fizzle out. After a little prayer, they will just fizzle out. Number 2 explanation. Ethical life. Ethical life. Moral life. Moral life. There was one contract I handled for Chevron. So they will tell you how much they're going to pay. Then they'll budget money for your travels. They'll budget money for your hotels. Then at the end of the contract, if there's any money left, you return it to them. But most Nigerians would not. So I did that contract. The money budgeted for my transportation and for my accommodation and feeding. At the end, I think I had 28,000 naira left. And I wrote to them that, look at what is left. They said, really? They were even shocked. So I sent the money to them. That was during the COVID year. Since that time, I've executed 4 other contracts for them because of that honesty. The ethical life. If you must go far, you must be disciplined. You must be disciplined. You must be disciplined. It's crucial. It will make the difference. It makes the difference. It has made the difference in my life. What belongs to somebody else, leave it. Don't touch it. If you must touch it, tell that person. Don't say you are smart. Because no matter how you do it secretly, God is there looking at you. He can even disgrace you openly. So what does not belong to you, don't take it. Live an ethical life. Live a disciplined life. Be morally inclined. It has helped me. Number 3, hard work. Hard work. You must be diligent if you want to go far. You must be diligent. I told you that even yesterday I was in the farm. You must be diligent. You must be hardworking if you want to go far. The Bible says, I will bless the works of your hand. If you are sleeping away, sleeping, what will God bless? If you are hardworking, you are God-fearing, you are living an ethical life, God will bless you. He will say yes to your dreams. Then, in addition to that, is that be consistent. Be consistent. Be consistent. Whatever you are doing well, follow it. Be consistent. Be doing it consistently. You'll get very, very good results. Then lastly, this also aligns with what my dean said a while ago. Trying to be of help, support to others. Giving back. Giving back. In my department, I'm the chairman of welfare. In my church, Redeem, I'm the chairman of welfare. You must give back, no matter how little. Give back. Because you are receiving freely from God. You must also, there are people I pay school fees for. I have 2 at the University of Benin, 1 undergraduate, 1 master student. I pay school fees for them. I know that God will definitely bless me back. And when you do that, God also has a way of rewarding you abundantly. Let me end with this story. I had a student in my department, Mr. We call him Tobechuku Nnelli. He made first class in my department. So at some point when he was 200 level, he came to meet me one day and said, sir, no matter what I write in your course, I end up getting B. In other courses, I get A. Please, can you give me an assignment? Then when you grade it, I will now know some of the things you are looking for that I'm not doing. We did that. So he became very, very close to me. At the end, he made the first class. Then he now came back to me one day and said that, sir, I want to come back here and do masters. And I said, what we know, we have already taught you. Why not go to Unilag or Ibadan or Ife, another place? He said, yeah, I can go there. And I said, if you can afford it. He said, no. He said, my parents are traders in Onitsha. They are not educated, but they can be first child. They can pay. So I now gave him a note to my friends in Ibadan. So he was admitted to do masters in the University of Ibadan. When he completed the masters there, you know, this MD of Access Bank, Imokwede, he has a foundation. He has a scholarship. So every year he gives scholarship, fully funded scholarship to 5 West Africans to go and study at Oxford. So this guy applied. When he applied, he showed his application to somebody who won the previous year, one Yoruba guy. That one said, Toby, everything about your application is perfect. But this proposal that you wrote is not strong enough. You might not win because of this. So Toby came back to me and said, sir, look at what happened. This guy said this proposal is not good enough. Can you help me to rework it a little bit, embellish it? And I said, Toby, it is, I believe it's easier for me to just write a fresh proposal for you than to be reworking this. And that's okay, sir, please. We now did that. I won. Went to Oxford University for another master's degree, master's in public policy. So when he was there, he would call, sir, I don't hear what they are saying, no. I don't hear what they are saying. These white people. And I said, I was in the UK myself. The first 3 months, you won't hear now. It's like that. You won't hear. Just listen carefully. After 3 months, you begin to hear. He did that. Then, at the end, he graduated top of his class. When he was planning to return to Nigeria, they now asked him. They now said, young man, where are you returning to work? Do you have a job in Nigeria? He said, no, I've never worked in my life. I just completed my first degree. I went to university, but I did masters. I came here. I don't have anywhere. I don't have a job. Then I said, you don't use us for university to work in any how place. Oh. They now told him, university looking for a job for him. They now sent him to ODI, Overseas Development Institute. It's a globally renowned company in the UK. They now said you should go and do 3 months there so that you have experience. So he went there. And at the end of the 3 months there, when he was about to leave, they now asked him, hey, we have been planning to establish an office in Abuja, but we have not had somebody who will manage that office. Since you are returning to Abuja, please, can you do that for us? They established an office because of him. Because of him, they were paying him in pounds in Nigeria. So one day in Abuja, he went for just this kind of conference. And after he spoke in that conference, he didn't know that the manager of Chevron was there. So he said, when he finished, the man walked to him and said, young man, you spoke very well. Where are you from? He now told him, I'm from Anambra. Where did you get your education? He told him, Uniben, Ibadan, and Oxford. He now said, look. There's an assessment we want to do in Chevron. Once we advertise, I will call you to come and do the assessment for us. Millions. So the guy agreed. He said, when the time came for that conference, people were in his office in Abuja from UK to audit his office. So he couldn't accept that offer. So he now told the guy, please, sir, I can't do it now because there are auditors around from the UK. The man was disappointed. He said, but sir, I have somebody who can even do it better than me. No, the man said, I'm not interested in any other person. I'm not interested in any other person. So he persisted. The guy grudgingly said, okay, send me the CV of that person. To be called, sir, send me your CV. I sent it to him, forward to the man. The man said, okay. Oh, he has some experience. I will tell Abuja office and Warri office to organize an interview for him. They called me, organized an interview for me. I got that job. What I'm trying to say is this. In addition to those things I've mentioned, to be divinely connected to God, to live an ethical life, to be hardworking, to be consistent, and to support others. If you help others, you are helping yourself. You are helping yourself. Just like the dean said, that I know him very well. That's the way he will give him admission request, will give him accommodation request. You go back to thank him. I can't even remember. He cannot even remember he helped you. That is how it should be. Tobe was small yesterday that I supported. I've gotten 3 contracts from Tobe. 3. And when I went back to Tobe, when they paid me for the Chevron job, I said, Tobe, send me your account number. He said, no, sir. All those things you did for me at the University of Benin, even when I was at Oxford. No, sir. until when he wanted to wed. And I said, oh, this is an opportunity to also pay back. So whatever you are going to receive today is a seed that must not die in your hands. Definitely, God will uplift you. You will go far in life. But tomorrow, you should also extend that hand of support, that hand of fellowship to other people who are struggling. As you do so, God bless you in Jesus' name.
Please continue to put your hands together for him. Thank you. Thank you. That was beautifully said. And it inspired me as well because he mentioned 3 core things, which is believe you can do it. And sometimes it's very easy to get comfortable where you are. So when you say, yes, I can, it means you have to step out of your comfort zone. Like I said, it's easy to boil a frog in lukewarm water until it's hot. So you don't realize when things are going wrong until it's already bad. But when you say, yes, I can, you have to keep saying it, and you have to leave where it's good and comfortable to go where it's not. So thank you, Mr. Dr. Agedo, for that beautiful speech. Please applaud him once again.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I think one of the things I picked from Mama's section when she came first, the introduction charge, was something she said a lot to me, that only stretch chord makes sounds, only stretch chord makes melody, right? So that's one of the things that I personally kept within myself. I thought I'm going to frame that word, and I'm surely going to frame it, right? She would always say, you will not break, just keep pushing and keep doing, right? Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Professor Osude. Thank you so much, Associate Professor Agedo. Thank you so much, sir. It's been an amazing session. Can we please give a round of applause for our speakers?
Please, once again. So sometimes when you have words you want to say, it's not easy, but poetry can give expression to those words. It lets you open up your heart and convey what you mean. So please put your hands together as we invite Miss Comfort to the stage as she delivers a spoken word presentation.
Can we please put
your hands together? Our hands are going to be working out today, so
much.
please put your hands together.
They said, be realistic, lower your voice, shrink your dreams, stay where you're understood, because stepping out is uncomfortable and becoming more is inconvenient. But there's always that one person who hears limitation and translates it into possibility. Today, we stand in a moment that is bigger than celebration. Because this is not just 35. This is a decision. And her name is Pastor Mayene Basichuk's. Not just a name, but a story in motion. A reminder that growth does not announce itself. It happens quietly. In choices, in consistency, in showing up when no one is watching. Because let's be honest, saying yes, I can is easy when everything is working. What about when it's not? When doors don't open, when strength runs low, when doubt gets louder than faith. That is where the real story begins. Because yes, I can is not a slogan. It's a decision. A decision to rise when it's easier to sit. A decision to build when it's safer to hide. A decision to keep going when quitting makes more sense. And somewhere along the journey, she made that decision again and again and again. And today, that decision has a name, Frame Foundation. Not just an organization. It's a response to pain, a response to struggle, a response to silent battle people fight every day. Because there are people who don't need pity. They need an opportunity. People who don't need noise. They need direction. People who don't need to be told what they lack, but someone to remind them of what they carry. Frame Foundation stands for this. A structure, a support, a system that says you're not stuck, you're not finished, you can rise. But listen carefully. This is not just about her, because every person here have been given a moment where life asks, will you rise or will you stay? A moment where fear says wait and purpose says move. A moment where something inside whisper try, and that whisper is where yes I can begin. Not in confidence, but in courage. So today we are not just clapping, we are witnessing what a decision can build. So today, today is more than a celebration. It's a declaration that one person's decision to rise can become a ladder for countless others to rise with her. 35 years of becoming, 35 years of growing, 35 years of proving that greatness is not found in comfort. Today, we do not just celebrate Pastor Mayene Basichuk's. We celebrate what her life represents. Strength, vision, purpose, impact. And today stand as a proof that destiny answers to courage. And purpose responds to action. And the word, yes, I can, is powerful enough to transform a life. And bold enough to transform many. And because she said, yes, I can, today, Frame Foundation stands as the answer.
I believe you can clap better. Wow. Okay. You know, every time I see people like Comfort, I'm happy. I said, yes, I can. Comfort was my student. 100 level. That was 2016. And she grew in the ranks. She's now doing her MSc. I remember when life hit her back and forth. So many struggles, so many issues. At some point, she was hiding, thinking that all was over. But we kept encouraging her that you can. Sometimes she came, joined church, and then one day she told me, Ma, I think I can do spoken words, but I don't know if I really can. I may not be able to say it like the eloquent people. And I started encouraging her. I said, showing her the picture of who she can be. Were you blessed by her words? And you actually can. So hit your hand on your chest and say, yes, I can. I can be anything. The conference song says it can be anything if you try. Just try. Just try. Just take a little step forward. To take us further, I'll be introducing the next speaker. I told my MCs that I would introduce every speaker, at least for this first edition, because somehow I have a relationship with each and every one of them. They've been part of my journey. And this one is not just part of my journey. He's the 001 when it comes to people in my life. People look at me and admire who I am, who I've become, and who I'm becoming. But there's someone who will tell me, look at you. You're not reading. You're not studying. You don't know there's more that you can be. Look at you. Wake up. Wake up. And people outside are saying, Kai, oh, mama, oh, you're the best. And he said, don't let them lie to you. It's two of us in this house. If you want to be global, you must prepare for the global stage. I cannot, my life journey is not complete without him. Of course, 10 years ago, it started with him. This year will be 10 years in marriage. Yesterday, I was taking a stroll on my street, and someone said, hello, can I meet you? I waved my ring. I said, 10 years. 10 years. There's no space, sir. 10 years. One time, when I was writing my master's exams, not having the University of Benin background as undergraduate, when I came on board, they said, where you're coming from is a glorified secondary school. We're going to dust you, we're going to this, we're going to that. I will not lie, sir. Fear gripped me. And then I now heard of one professor, M.I.M. Abutudu. If you must pass, you must have read. This is a man that his 3 initials must be complete. A renowned scholar. And I wondered, how would I ever pass? Everybody kept saying, no, this man, he doesn't even give A. You cannot see A in his 30 years of lecturing. And I went to my husband with phobia. And he said to me, if there is one person who will succeed, it will be you. If there's one person who will be the best, it will be you. He spoke it into me. And of course, graduating with MSc distinction, best graduating student, was because someone told me I can be it. Someone told me, yes, you can. So ladies and gentlemen, after the montage, the next voice you will be hearing is that of my personal sugarberry, Pastor Franklin Chooks.
Franklin Chooks is a dynamic teacher of the word with a very strong apostolic grace to raise deep-rooted Christians both within the four walls of the church and in the marketplaces. His ministry is marked by a strong sense of God's presence, true worship, the move of the Spirit, and an apostolic trust, which has played a major role in helping most young people gain clarity and direction in their destiny journey. He leads Stronghouse Gospel Center, headquartered in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria, alongside his wife, Mayene Abasi Chooks, and both are blessed with 3 lovely children. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first edition of the YIC Conference, join me receive Pastor Franklin Chooks.
Okay. Good afternoon. Is it good morning? I don't want to say, in case I say praise the Lord, please, pardon me, I'm a pastor. Okay, you can take your seat. Good morning, everyone. Okay, I have just a few minutes to work this out. It's been story upon story, and then I'm going to just share a little bit of my own story as well. Nobody just rises to where they are from the blues. Every man has a story. And I'm going to share something with us. First of all, I want to share a story of a young man, the CEO of Silicon Africa. I don't know if you have heard about the Silicon Africa before. Yeah, Silicon Africa, the CEO of Silicon Africa, Mr. Aja Esau. Now, this young guy grew up in a very poor family, and he finished his secondary school, and there was really nothing else to do. And he didn't know what to do. The parents couldn't just take him further. They didn't have what it takes to push him to the university. So something happened one day while I was teaching in a program, in a youth meeting. I finished teaching, and as I was going out, he was walking in. With his, then dreadlocks were not rampant, but he palmed his hair and then packed it. His chest open, and with a baggy trouser, and he was just looking like a tout, like a street boy. And I wish we can get his picture and send to me. I looked at him and I began to talk to him. I can't remember the things I said to him, but I know I was encouraging him to read books. And then I left him. We didn't meet again until I began to hear his name. And one day, we hosted him here for a men's conference. And then he told us that his journey began after my conversation with him. That when I was done talking with him and left, he felt so embarrassed And then he picked up a book from that fellowship and began to read, and that book shaped everything. That book brought him to a point where he was able to leverage on MTN grants, like what we're about to do for some persons here. And today, he's everywhere around the world. P2B is a consistent keynote speaker in his conference. He's a small boy in his 30s or late 20s, married. He's doing very well for himself in Nigeria. Now, the story of Elijah is a story of a young man who moved from limitation to manifestation. I think that's the topic I was giving, who moved from nothing to something. And every time I look at him, I just know that anybody can rise. Just if you can believe. Now, let me tell you mine. We're still on the journey. You know, a lot of people have wondered why I have a lot of burden or passion for young people. I just want to tell you why. Why you look as if I don't give up on young people? Why you look as if I have so passion, my doggedness for young people is because while growing up, I wasn't given any opportunity to be mentored by anybody. I pursued mentors. I had passion to grow. I had passion to become better. But no one helped me. I would say no one. People didn't give me opportunity. People didn't even see something great in me. So people didn't give me opportunity. So I struggled my way up the ladder. And I call it a fighting spirit. And that is what I want to encourage every one of us to develop. Develop a fighting spirit. When no one is helping you, help yourself. Okay, that's Agile itself. So you can just Google him and then check him out. Doing well for himself. Hallelujah. I warned you. And then I failed to tell you that he later married a girl who encouraged him in the university, Federal University of Technology, Futo. And both of them are running this business together. Now, this is just to tell some of our ladies, listen, there is no see finish for a man who has a fighting spirit. I'm telling you the simple truth. Today, both of them are doing fine. Today, we are celebrating PMC. Now, could you believe that the first job she ever got, they were paying her 10,000 naira? What several ladies cannot do. They're paying her 10,000 naira. I knew then. We're dating, we're already friends, and she was being paid 10,000 naira. And she was doing it smiling. And up till today, she maintained relationship with her employer, which a lot of people cannot do. But while she was doing it, she was dreaming. While she was doing it, she was seen today. And guess what? This is just a starting point. Because, like, if you go read my write-up on Facebook for her, the world, the gates are open, the world is waiting. And then they will hear her. All right. Now, for me, I got to a point where I struggled to pay school fees. I struggled to pay school fees. I struggled to pay rent. I squatted throughout my university days until I graduated. I struggled. I know what it means to struggle. I know what it means to pay school fees. I know what it means to hustle on campus to sell things so I can buy textbooks. My wife is there. In fact, she met me like that. I know what it means to miss exam because you could not pay your school fees. I know what it means to be threatened. I know what it means to be hungry. You know, Pastor Collins, there was a certain time in my life where I and my younger sister had to wait around 10 p.m. to take breakfast. And the only way we could get breakfast to eat, we have to wait for a restaurant close by to close so we can carry the leftover food. Yes, for some days. And then we were just doing all of these things. I know several young people who have gotten to this point and they decided to do Yahoo Yahoo. But I just knew that there is more. There is more to my life, and I kept on pushing. And I kept on fighting. Now, limitation, everybody has limitation at some point in their lives. You have spoken about yours, and I know you will share with us here today. We have limitations, but what you do, you know, someone said, time does not heal anything. It's what you do with time that heals. Do you understand what I'm saying? That time doesn't heal nothing. Time will come and you still be broken. It's what you do with time that determines whether you're going to be healed or not. Now, I'm going to borrow my case study in the next 17 minutes from the book of 2 Kings chapter 7, from verse 3 down. Most of you have heard the story of the 4 lepers. The 4 lepers got to a point, they have been rejected. They didn't have any chance. They can't go to the city and they can't go out of the city. They have been quarantined. And they got to a point in their life and they asked themselves, why sit here till you die? And that's the question every one of us must ask yourself. Now, you've been in that place for a long time. You've been wallowing in shame, in your past, in your mistakes. Okay, you were born in a poor family. What are you doing about it now? Yes, it's a known fact that your parents cannot do anything. What can you do for yourself? Do you understand what I'm saying right now? They ask themselves, why do we sit here till we die? Now, there are three things I brought out from this story. Number one, for you to move from limitation to manifestation, number one, you have to identify your limitations. Identify limitations. The first step to solution is in knowing or recognizing the problem. You don't live in self-denial. There are certain persons, they try to deny the fact that they have limitations. So you are lying to yourself. You have to identify it. Don't live in self-denial or what I call learned helplessness. A lot of young people are living in learned helplessness, more like nobody is there to help me. Like the young man in John chapter 5. Jesus asked him, do you want to be healed? That's the question. He said, I have nobody. No, that is not the question. Do you want to be healed? Not I have. Have you tried to help someone and you got to the verge of helping that person? The person will tell you, you don't understand. What they are trying to say is this thing too much. But this is help. The door of help has opened and you're still trying to tell me I don't understand. So identify the limitation. That's the first step. Number two, a mental shift. A mental shift. Replace no, I can't with yes, I can. You must tell yourself that. You know, I heard this from my wife for the first time. She said, excuse your excuses. Excuse your excuses. Whatever thing your excuses are, excuse from them. Replace I cannot to I can. Yes, I can. And one thing positive declaration does to you is this. They build a subconsciousness inside of you that gives you a better picture of your reality. Do you understand what I'm trying to say right now? Yes, replace it. There is something this does to your subconsciousness. It creates another picture of possibility and builds the required force required to act upon that captured image. You have to replace it. For example, a negative word creates twisted image. For instance, do you know that when you call someone goats, there is an image? Now you need to start telling yourself what you want to see. Do you understand what I'm saying right now? Now, I want to say this. Something happened some years back. Dr. Ken Carter shared a story. He said that he was shot in the stomach and then his spleen was shattered and then his intestine was, affected. So when they rushed him to the hospital, they were wheeling him into the theater and also they were wheeling another guy to the theater. Now look at what happened. While both of them were going to the theater, the other man was shouting, I am dying, I am dying, I am dying. There is something about your confession. Your confession can either open another door or close the one you are in. I am dying, I am dying. And while he himself was saying, I will leave, I will leave, I will leave. His own case was more critical than this guy's case. But when both of them were wheeled out, he went home, the other one went to the mortuary. He died not because the doctor didn't know what to do, but because he killed himself before he got there. Do you understand what I'm trying to say right now? You have to shift your mentality. Now, let me tell you something, guys. Get to a point where you tell yourself, like the story my wife just shared, if there is anyone that must break forth, it must be me. That thing must settle inside of you. When we got into Benin City, they told us churches don't grow here. We said, no, not when we are here. You can carry your own atmosphere. You can make things go in your hand the way you want it to be. Do you understand what I'm trying to say right now? You get into school and they say, nobody gets A. You can tell yourself, it's not about the environment, it's about me. I can do it. Now, the third thing and the last, take action. After you have identified it, you have analyzed it, now you begin to take action. You see, this action part is where a lot of young people miss it. Inside our diaries are visions that were written 5 years ago. And then you know what? They are wonderful visions. And every time you share these visions, they sound so wonderful. But the capacity to stand up and begin to take steps is what you lack. Your book will not do those visions. There are certain books to be written. There are poems to be written. There are businesses to start. For instance, let me just advertise. I'm not just trying to do advice. This is not PR. In our church, I don't think we have any idle young person. We have brands. Why? Because I and my wife sat down and we decided that nobody will walk into this place without having something doing. So when you come in, even if you cannot bet something, we'll give you the capacity to bet something. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Action. You know, whenever your action meets your helpers, manifestation is the outcome. Because sometimes the people to help you, they are not lacking, they're everywhere. But it's just that you're not seen. They must see you at the point of duty. They must see you doing something. I remember what Pharaoh asked the brothers of Joseph. When Joseph introduced the brothers to Pharaoh and said, the land of Goshen is there. Can we just send them there? Pharaoh asked one question. He said, is there a man of activity among them? What he was, some translation said, is there a competent man among them? If there is a competent man, let's give it to the person. Action. Now, the question I want you to ask yourself in the next 10 minutes is this. What am I doing? What have I been doing? What am I doing? What have I been doing? I will close this with what happened, with a story of what happened here last Sunday. I was here on Saturday. Yes, on Saturday. Yes, it was on Saturday when Mama K came. Now, she came here, and while she was talking, she called out. I said, if you know you are a fashion designer, can I see your hand? And someone amongst us raised her hand. And then several other persons raised their hand. And now the question is this: what have you done? And then she realized that one of them is already wearing what she made. She gave the one the job. Now, she may not have been the most qualified, but she gave it to what she can see. Now, I want to say something to you. And I always encourage, I don't know why I'm talking to entrepreneurs here. Entrepreneurs, always be ready. Always be ready. Ready to think on your feet. Carry your matter on your head, not on your book. Helpers might not have time to wait for you to go and consult your diary. Know it standing. I'm telling you the simple truth. We have seen situations where you meet someone and ask, what is the budget for your vision? They say, let me go. You have wasted it. Are you getting what I'm saying right now? And sometimes it could also be a complimentary card. If you're a fashion designer, wear what you produce. If you're a shoemaker, wear what you produce. You are your own brand, your own advertisement. Just take actions at every given point in time. Be ready to defend. Be ready to tell people what you do for a living. Hello. I want to finalize this. And a touch of excellence with this issue. A touch of excellence. And for my students, let me say this into every one of you. Make up your mind that you're not going to fail. Make up your mind that you are not going to fail. People like us hustled. Let me use that word to be where we are. We vowed. I took JAM 5 times. And while I was taking the JAM, I vowed the CD school I must go. I didn't give up. You've written one, you've given up. I want to go and do recharge card. Why not try the second time? Why not try the third time? Why not try? Listen, Archbishop Bessie, the author of Blessed Memory, said, he said, if your faith says yes, God will not say no. No matter what has happened to you, I had reasons to give up. Let me say this thing that I want to from your wife. Sir, I struggled on campus to a point where I vowed, I made up my mind to get into armed robbery attack. But the thing there is this, I didn't even have a relationship where I can get gone. You know, a man who is poor in relationship is actually poor. So I wasn't just poor in cash, I was poor in network. So I wanted to steal, I didn't know who to borrow gun from. That's the extent of my poverty. And that's why I didn't do it. I no get money, I no get court friend, I no get the one we get money, I no get the one we get gone. I was just there. That is the most pathetic place to be in life. You don't have money, you don't have people. And let me also, I'm telling myself, let me say this. Why we are growing up, be intentional about building relationship. Someone said a man who is poor in network is actually poor indeed. Be intentional about building relationship. Most of the people you see coming here is because of relationship. This is Dr. Collins. It's very hard to get him. Thank God he's not in China. I warned him. I said we are not doing visuals. If you are not in this program, there are men that can cancel their trip just to be in your event. Relationship. And I want to say this to some of us who have grown. Good relationship is one of the best gifts you can give to your children. Because this is something they can leverage in after you are gone. Are you hearing what I'm saying here? See, I want to wrap up by saying this. Please, shift from I cannot. You can do all things. I can. Vow and take this vow and tell yourself, once I walk out of this place, I can. And I wrap up by this. What has been done for you and what anybody has done for you is just showing a template of what you can do for other people. There is a gold mine inside of you. Don't give up on yourself. God bless you.
All right, can we clap our hands better for Pastor? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yes. I can do it. Thank you so much. Can we please have our seats? Yeah, so
Thank you so much, Pastor. It was like being in church. I sunk into this. It was like a sermon, and I enjoyed it. Thank you. Please give him a round of applause once more. Now, why I enjoyed it, when he spoke, something rang in my head. Where I work, my boss told me, do not kill yourself before the world can kill you. So if you tell yourself, I cannot, you're killing yourself. So before the world tells you you cannot, you've already killed your own dream. So never tell yourself, I cannot. Because what you tell yourself is what ends up happening. And then, especially to the kids, those around you are very important. There are some people, you call them stubborn head. But funny enough, you remember the stubborn head. You don't remember the quiet person. But you remember the guy that is shouting, buy my puff puff, buy my puff puff. When an opportunity comes, you remember that, oh, this guy sells puff puff because he stood up to say, this is what I have. Somebody there could do it better, but that person didn't stand up. The person made the anger. Opportunity will find me. If you don't talk, they can't drag you out. And your friends sometimes will see you want to. They'll now tell you, shh, keep quiet. You know, you don't do it now. Because you see your friend is sitting back, you want to follow them. So you have to tell yourself, I can. And you have to leave the comfort behind and step out to say, I will. So the next presentation will come from our very own lovely Miss Anna.
yeah, I think let's just recognize us. I think they've been sitting here, they've been looking so much at us, they've been staring. Can we just, with a clap ovation, recognize the amazing student we have around? We have students from Liberty Group Academy, Liberty Group of Schools. Can we please clap for them? Don't worry, just indicate, it's fine. Can we also recognize the student from Gloria Group of Schools? Can we? Yes, we also have persons from Reno Education Center. Can we see you? Thank you so much. And we have Great Success Comprehensive College. Thank you so much for being here. I guess we've learned something today, right? I guess we've been learning. All right, thank you. And to the General House, I hope your time hasn't been wasted. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, so we can go.
So up next, the next presentation will be from our very own Miss Anna, who led us through the very first part of our conference song, Yes, I Can. So she's here once more.
Her before anyways.
You feel like joining her?
I feel like I don't know.
Feel free. I feel we enjoy is it alto or soprano? Please give her a round of applause as we welcome her on the stage for a special song presentation.
can see a world is waiting for me that I call my eyes. Through the dark, through the night, through what's never been before, to the endless Lord. They can say, oh, such crazy. They can say I lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We'll remember the world that we can find. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the battles almost fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of all the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build, never else is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each of them to make you smile. Oh, baby, they can say, oh, sounds crazy. They can say we've lost their mind. Oh, I can say, I don't care, you can call us crazy. Run away to the world that we desire. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the colors on the fills my head. A million dreams are keeping me away. I think of all the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the one we're gonna make. They can say, so sounds crazy. Oh, they can say we've lost our mind. And I don't care, so call me crazy. Run away to the world away this time. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me away. I think of all the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams, that's all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the one we're gonna make.
Please, can we celebrate them again? I'm just getting few claps. Can we celebrate them? Okay, so I'm back up here because there's someone else who I would be bringing up to the podium. And he has been a friend. He has been a source of, encouragement. He has been a model. It's very, very difficult to find people who are succeeding, people who are doing well, and yet they are still very humble. This is someone who has traveled widely. This is someone who is making exploits in the business world, but yet he's still very God-fearing. I know that when the montage is on, we will get to hear so much about him, but I know he is the Oga Kwata Kwata at Meetup International Limited. He has been a big brother and a friend to our family. And sir, we are so honored that you came. Let me tell you a sacrifice he made. He said I will tell them, sir, that his consignment just came in from, was it China or which country? And he's supposed to go, it came in today. And he's supposed to be physically present to, clear and receive them. But because of this conference, he decided that can wait. I would love it if you can clap. That can wait. Traveled to, was it Lagos or Abuja? And traveled, flew back into Benin just a few days back because of this conference. And I think tomorrow he's going to be flying back for what he was supposed to go do today. But he chose to honor you and to honor Frame Foundation. Please clap better. So ladies and gentlemen, immediately after the montage, the next voice you will be hearing is that of Pastor Collins Charles.
Collins Oyekachi Ikechukwu Charles is a faith and financial-based teacher, a business consultant, international safety and logistic expert, and men's coach. He is a trained geophysicist from the Ebonyi State University, certified international trade logistics specialist, IEA certification, USA, a NABLE certified health and safety environmental specialist. He has over a decade experience in business development and quality management systems. He is the lead at the House of Strength International, a ministry called to strengthening and developing capacity in men, with several meetings organized to this end. He is the CEO of Paxano Engineering and Construction Limited, a security equipment and engineering company. He is also the CEO of Meetup Services International, an equipment leasing and LPG supply company. He also owns Adoption in Nigeria Farm Limited, which is vitally involved in food. He is a FECAD from Mori Unit and served as outreach coordinator and chapter president of FECA Wari 2002 to 2006. He also served as FECA Forum Coordinator 2020 to 2023. He is currently serving as the FECA Forum Coordinator of Western Region. He is happily married to Mrs. Grace Ose Ikechukwu Charles, and they are blessed with 3 children. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first edition of the Yes I Can Conference, join me receive Pastor Collins Ikechukwu Charles.
You may be seated. Thank you very much. Thank you. Wow. Good to be here. Praise God. Hallelujah. While I sat down there to listen to the great man of God teach, I was telling myself, I don't have anything to say again. Praise the Lord. It's like the man of God was with me when I was preparing, and now peeped by the Spirit. He's a senior man of God in ministry, so he peeped by the Spirit, got information, and shared it first. So maybe I'll just be laughing through my section. Praise the Lord. But I really want to thank God for this opportunity to be here. And I'd like to say happy birthday, woman of God. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Such an inspiration to our generation. Isn't she? Please, can we celebrate and put those hands together for her? Thank you, Ma, for saying yes. There are very few people. We're in a time where it's difficult for people to even come up with dreams and visions to help people.